First, right off here on the WHAS11 team tonight, a man is dead after he was found shot inside his car after it crashed right on the Watterson Expressway in eastern Jefferson County. Our top story tonight. Hello, everyone. I'm Doug Proffitt. This crash happened after 4:30 this afternoon. This was the view afterwards from the Trimar cameras. Then police discovered the deadly twist in this crash. Police say a car was traveling eastbound on the Watterson near Breckenridge Lane when it lost control and flipped, hitting two other cars. Metro police say when officers got there, the driver in the flipped car had a fatal gunshot wound. No other injuries were reported. LMPD is treating the incident right now as a death investigation. They gave no other details about the gunshot or the circumstances surrounding it. The lanes reopened after being shut down for 4 hours. Also new right now here on the night team tonight in Bullitt County, we are talking with people who say they heard the gunshots. Early this morning, Hillview police then discovered an 18-year-old boy. He had been shot and killed near the intersection of Hillview Boulevard and Norwood Way. WHAS11 night team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie are talking to neighbors as they were heading out tonight for Halloween.
There you go, girls.
A Halloween tradition.
Trick or treat.
After a terrifying discovery.
How you doing today? Pretty good incident, so. Rare around here, that doesn't happen a lot, so.
A scary start to the holiday after an 18-year-old boy was found shot and killed right here at this intersection. Now hours later, trick-or-treaters are passing by the area where he was found.
Neighbors in the area hearing the fatal shots.
We heard quite a few pops. I thought it was just teenagers, being teenagers, playing with fireworks, and no, it was gunshots.
Then waking up to officers.
We've kind of let the community know that this is an isolated incident. I believe the victim, possibly knew who the person was, and that's why this is more of a personal thing.
Neighbors doing what they can to help, providing ring camera footage to police and giving as much information as they can.
Me and my wife, she's been here her whole life, 36 years. Just doesn't happen around this area.
All right, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Just being in the area, this heart goes out for the family.
In this area of mostly retirees, there's now fear that more crimes like these will be coming to the area.
Not something as a father you really want to think about.
Absolutely not.
Has that crossed your mind at all?
Every day. Father of three, yeah, every day.
In Hillview with photojournalist Elijah McKenzie, Clarice Shaley, WHAS11 night team on your side.
Investigators have also been sifting through evidence they've collected today from the scene and been talking to neighbors. If you have helpful information, you can continue to contact Hillview Police. The number to call is 502-955-6808. Again, Hillview Police. A 3-month-old child died after a fiery crash in the Newburgh neighborhood of Louisville this morning, and now the child's mother, Lily Pena, is behind bars charged with vehicular homicide and DUI. Metro Police say the crash happened at about 5:30 at Newburgh Road and East Indian Trail. This morning, police said Pena rear-ended another car, causing hers to catch on fire. The child was rescued from the burning vehicle and rushed to Norton Children's Hospital downtown, where that child died. The jury in the federal retrial of former Metro Police Detective Brett Henson headed home for the night late this afternoon. They'll return to 6th and Broadway in the morning. 6 men and 6 women working to reach a verdict, and they asked one major question of the judge today. This morning, jurors asked the judge, quote, "Do we need to know whether Breonna Taylor was a living victim when Brett Henson fired?" It comes a day after a stunning closing argument from the defense attorneys that Breonna Taylor's civil rights died with her, saying Henson fired his shots after former Detective Miles Cosgrove had already shot and killed her in her apartment. Breonna Taylor's family frustrated by this argument.
It's painful because when you're dealing with a situation where it was a botch warrant to begin with, that's like a slap in the face. It's like adding insult to injury.
Hankison's accused of violating Breonna Taylor's civil rights and the rights of her neighbors after police say he fired blindly 10 shots into her apartment on that night, March 13th, 2020. In northern Indiana, prosecutors have now rested their case after 40 witnesses took the stand in the Delphi murder trial. Richard Allen is accused of killing 2 teenagers in 2017. For 12 days, prosecutors laid out their case, describing the brutal details of the crime. Today, jurors heard phone calls from Allen to his wife, Kathy, in which he states that he killed Abby Williams and Libby German. Our sister station in Indianapolis reports in one of the calls from April 3rd of 2023, Allen calmly tells his wife, quote, "Honey, I did it. I killed Abby and Libby." His wife then repeatedly told him not to say that, but he continues saying he did in the call. In a separate call from May 10, 2023, Allen is heard confessing once again, excuse me, to which his wife said, "You are not well, so you don't need to say you did something you didn't do." The defense has now started their case. Your voice, your vote. So we're heading into the final weekend of the presidential race. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are now solely in the battleground states. They're looking for undecided voters. Here's ABC's Jacqueline Lee reporting the story from Los Angeles.
Tonight, both candidates betting on Battleground Nevada. Harris tonight in Reno. Trump in Henson, Nevada.
I want to just say a very big hello, Nevada. We're doing great in Nevada.
Trump also in New Mexico, a state he lost twice before, but says he can win this time.
So I'm here for one simple reason. I like you very much, and it's good for my credentials with the Hispanic or Latino community. As I was saying, I love the Hispanics. I love them.
Today, Trump planning a new cabinet position focused on reducing the cost of living.
On day one, I will sign an executive order directing every federal agency to immediately remove every single burdensome regulation driving up the cost of goods.
Trump also says he would put billionaire Elon Musk in charge of cutting government waste.
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Yes.
2 trillion.
But Musk admits cutting spending, quote, necessarily involves some temporary hardship, but it will ensure long-term prosperity. Harris running mate Tim Walz on the attack.
Now you tell me, what the hell does the richest man on earth know about hardship?
Harris banking on a surge of women voters seizing on another Trump comment.
I said, well, I'm going to do it whether the women like it or not. I'm going to protect them.
Today, Harris calling those comments offensive.
He simply does not respect the freedom of women or the intelligence of women to know what's in their own best interest and make decisions accordingly. But we trust women. We trust women.
And after this travel through western swing states, both campaigns pivot back to battleground states in the east. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And also new here tonight, your vote counts. But as we all know, presidential elections are decided by the Electoral College and not the popular vote. Kentucky has 8 electoral votes to offer on Election Day. Now, Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear says it's time to get rid of the Electoral College. Beshear today, in fact, calling the system outdated and that it doesn't take into account the voice of the people. Instead, he says only a few states get to decide who leads the country.
I think that a popular vote would be a better form of democracy, where we would see more candidates come to Kentucky, but also come to other states, where turning out that many more Kentuckians matters just as much as turning out that many more people in Arizona or somewhere else.
Reaction coming quickly. Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers attacking Beshear for his comments today. In a statement, the Republican state leader says in part, Kentuckians need a governor who champions their right to a fair voice, not one who would willingly surrender it. The Electoral College, Stivers goes on to say, is a vital pillar of our republic that ensures smaller states like Kentucky continue to have a voice, and we reject any attempt to dismantle it. On Election Day next Tuesday, huge crowds are expected, and so to help ease the crowds, early in-person voting is now underway across Kentucky. You can take advantage of it tomorrow if you like. In fact, Louisville has been taking advantage so far on day one. Long lines seen at several of the 20 locations across Metro Louisville today. At the Bowman Field early polling location, the line stretched right out the door. Take a look at that. Some folks waiting nearly an hour and a half right here. Secretary of State Michael Adams in Louisville saying turnout is already exceeding expectations.
58% rise in the request for absentee ballots from 2 years ago. 164% rise in the in-person excused absentee voting from 2 years ago. Plus what the national polls are showing, which is just a higher turnout nationally.
Adams himself voted early in Louisville today. He's been a major advocate for early voting, leading the charge to have it implemented in Kentucky. And despite long lines at some locations, voters told us they were happy they had this extra time to cast their vote.
It's better because if you wait till next Tuesday, it's going to be probably, kind of rough, especially for those who are working and they're going to get off and then they're going to have to come and stand in the long lines.
There was a huge line, but it moved so fast. It was just, everybody seemed to be working together to make it move fast.
Great comments from excited voters today. Now, there are still 2 more days for you to cast your vote early. Yes, you can even vote on Saturday. Polls open again at 8 a.m. tomorrow and they close at 6 p.m. at night. There are 20 different polling locations throughout Jefferson County, and that's including the Goodwill Opportunity Campus on West Broadway at 28th, the Jeffersonian on Taylorsville Road, and the Arterburn on 10 Penn Lane in St. Matthews. The big full list is posted on our website, WHAS11.com. We're excited to be your election headquarters next Tuesday. First results on your screen on WHAS 11 News at 6. At 7, we're streaming on WHAS 11 Plus and the YouTube channel. Then the WHAS 11 night team right here with 4 reporters covering the races and the best political experts in town. Republican Iris Wilbur Glick and Democrat David Tandy will be here live at 11, uncovering any election night surprises. We have an update tonight. We now know when Kentucky businesses who will be awarded a license to sell medical marijuana. We know when this is going to happen. This lottery will be split into 2 separate dates, with the first to happen the next month. The first will happen Monday, November 25th at the Kentucky Lottery headquarters in downtown Louisville. The lottery will award licenses to businesses in 9 of Kentucky's 11 regions. 4 applications will be drawn from each region, being a total of 36 licenses. The second lottery date will be Monday, December 16th, for a total of 8 applications. Because they're Kentucky's 2 largest counties, the governor says Fayette and Jefferson will each get their own separate drawings with 2 licenses each. More than 4,000 total dispensary locations were submitted.